Hello and good evening. Happy Sunday, everybody. I have to stop and think every time I come live as to which day of the week it is. Anyway, we are Sunday. It's been another busy day, busy week. And tonight, that's just telling me I'm in the right place. And tonight, I've got a new set for you. This is a new to me set. There's a reason behind why I've got it, which I will reveal later, and that'll be next month. But for the time being, I thought I've actually ordered the dies as well. And I thought, oh, I'm just going to have a play with this one and let you be the first people to see what I'm actually going to make with it. So be interesting evening. So let me get the screen down onto the desk. There you go. I'm a little bit out of breath. I've just been running around trying to get the leads to make sure everything was charged up properly. So these are my colour palette today. So we've got all our lovely blues out and about today. I've just about got the headings in the screen there for you. And of course I've got basic white as well. So I'm going to just whisk those off to the side. They just take up a bit of room. So I'll dump them on the chair beside me and the white. And then we'll look to see the items in the catalogue. So what I've done for you is just put a couple of markers in here. I am going to do us another sketch. Hi Karen, nice to see you. I thought I'd do another sketch tonight. So we looked at these last time. We use this one down here. So I'm going to just open this up and take the page out where I am. So there's the sketches. Bring that one over. And then take my marker out of the way. That'll do. So this is the set here. Now this is quite nice. It's one I kind of have a bit overlooked a little bit. Yeah, I've got 3 here. So it is the one of a kind. So it's a good one for snowflakes. There's some nice little swirly things in here as well. And a set of little tiny ones that will be good for backgrounds. I can see lots of possibilities with this. So I'm just going to have a bit of a play with it today. Now the dies that go with this, they now, when you get small sets of dies, they come in a little tiny envelope. They're really cute. I'm still going to put them on a magnet, but they only arrived the other day. So I thought I'd just show you. We've got a snowflake one, and then we've got an outline one that will cut out this stamp here. So I'm thinking about playing with both of those tonight. So I'll move that little packet out of the way. So let's put you up there, I think. And I will just see what we're going to do tonight. So any ideas you want me to do, just shout them out in the comments below. The sketch I'm going to do tonight, I think I'm going to go with... I had one worked out. I think I'm going to try this one. Okay, I've got my die machine here, the die cutting machine. I've got some circles dies here, the stylish shapes dies. And I think I'm going to have a little bit of a play with those ones. So we've got this set and one of these. Okay, I haven't got a bulldog clip, otherwise I'd clip those together. But hey ho, I've got a peg here and that will be as good. So that's our combination for today. Okay, so yeah, I'll go for this one down here where the circles are. So, who have we got joining us? Hi Linda, nice to see you. So, first starting point is what colours shall I do? So here's the stamp set and the dies in there. So we're going to do some snowflakes, and I brought out as well, I've got all of my ink colours. So if I bring those down in view, you can see all of those are here. We've got quite an assortment. We've got the lighter shades, kind of the mid bright ones, and then the dark muted ones. So yeah, until we get stamping, it's going to be an interesting choice. So I think I'm going to start with cutting a panel of white. Oh, that's vanilla. There's my white. I'm going to start with cutting a panel for the front of our card. So I don't know where I've hidden my note cards tonight, so they're not going to make an appearance. It is purely on the oh, words have gone on a full-size card. So my trimmer is here. So I'm just going to cut at a panel that's kind of looking at that sketch that I'm looking at. I want to have a little bit of a border. So I'm going to come down 1/2 centimetre around the outside edges. Oh, lots of people popping on with me. Hello, everybody. Oh, who have we got? We've got Linda Mission, Anne down under. We've got Jane round the corner, Debbie. Pam was here the other day, and Gillian, hi to you all. So I'm taking 1/2 centimetre off here. So this is going to be 14.3, and like I said, 10 centimetres the other way. That's for my scrap box, so that will stay over the side there somewhere. And Angela, azure, you'd like azure, would you? Okay, Karen, you've chosen first. Let's go with that. It's going to be bright. Azure is going to be bright. It's this one underneath. It's going to be that one. Tahitian Tide, wasn't that one that went? I think that might, I can't remember now. I'm going to have to look. Because they came out of the shelf together, I might have not removed one. Azure is there. Yeah, Tahitian has gone. So that shouldn't be on the shelf. So this is going to be our background. I have got a piece of scrap paper here because I'm going to be stamping off the edges. And I've got lots of blocks. And I'm going to use a base card. So if we're going to use a big, bold, bright, do we want to put with it? Do we want to have something like this with a bit of white? This one could look nice for a base card and a blue layer. I think that might look good. So let me just start with that for now. I'm just going to cut that base already. I haven't got any in the back of my pouch, so we'll just take a whole sheet and make a couple. So we'll score this one in half. You love the bright. I haven't done bright lately, and I'm always happy to oblige where I can. So we've got blueberry bushel, scored in half and then cut in half. And I managed to convert one of my other ladies who came to see me the other day to have the red dots on here. These are my Sharpie pen marks. This is on the 10.5 mark and the 14.85 mark. So whenever you're cutting and scoring a whole sheet, you want your standard card measurements. It's either that one or that one, and you haven't got to think about it. You've just got the dots on there. So just put a coloured Sharpie. Sometimes they might wear off with a bit of use, but you can always refresh them and just replenish, and they'll be fine. Then you haven't got to think about it. Just take my bone folder. Okay. Just make sure they're all nicely matched up there. And if we have this layer straight onto there, that will go there. Or we could shrink this down a little bit and then have it on the azure. So if I make, not quite big enough, so we'll take a bigger piece, one of those maybe, and see what we're going to do. So I might just think about putting a little hint of that behind there. This piece will have to be trimmed that way. So you've got kind of like a two-tone blue, but I think they go nicely. So you know I have standard sizes. Does anybody else have standard workarounds? Because I'm putting a panel on here, we're sticking to the sketch, but it's basically a blank card. So we could really do what we like. I do like to come in a centimetre in sometimes and then just a few millimetres. So shall we try that? Because I think this is going to be pretty full. So let's do a quick shifty on that one. So 1 centimetre less is going to be, so from 10.5 it's going to be 9.5. Should have done this one first, shouldn't I really? And a centimetre off that one's going to be 13.85. That's 1.5 under there. So we'll start with that one, and then this one will just come a little bit less than that. So we've got 9.5. We'll leave it 3 mils, which is then 1.5 mils either side. We've just taken a little tiny morsel off there, and a 13.85 will come down 1, 2, 3 on there. Little morsel off that one. So I think we might have our base card. Put that on top of the bin. There we go. More people join. Hi, Rhonda. Hi, Lynn, if I haven't already said Lynn. So I'm going to put that on there. It's just giving us that little hint in the back there. We can always sponge around the edges there as well, just to bring that sort of like frostiness in as well. So I'm going to start off with those. Put them aside. These are going out of my way. And we can die cut as we go. We can add some extra pieces on there as well. So push that out of the way. So we've got all these blue colours, and I'm thinking, what other colours are going to go with that? I haven't got the blueberry bushel ink pad. I don't know where that was hiding. I think that was on there. I will just have a quick peek, just a sec. That's a little bit concerning. It's not in the rack and it's not on the table. So I'm not quite sure where blueberry bushel's hiding. So that's the main dark card that we had, colour that we had on the back there. So these are definitely not. But I'm wondering about a bluey tone as well. Yes, yes, not just. Oh, you have standard sizes. Yes, absolutely. Okay, so I want another colour to go with this. I'm going to stamp some up with this one. So while I'm waiting, I'm just going to pop these off that block. Oh dear, there we go. And we're going to take those stamps out. We want to use this one more as a feature than anything. So if I pop that one on the block, whoops, Daisy, we're stuck on there. Put that one on the block. I think that one's going to come in the bright. So we've got the brightness coming through from that little border. These little ones here, if we take those off, we can put some of those, dot those around. But I also love this little swirl, because that little swirl can be nice and delicately just stamped in the background. So I'm going to put that one on that block. Whoops, Daisy. They stuck and pinged away. So I'm going to put these, because I want to use them individually, I am going to just place them onto different blocks. It's going to end up with a bigger one probably on there. I don't really need it that size, but a big one there, that one there, this one on here, and then this one on that little block. There we go. So we can get some differential in colour in there. Now, I haven't brought the heat gun over. I wasn't going to heat emboss today, but this would be a good one to do. We've done one fairly recently. I might dig that out actually. And we've heat embossed the background stamp. If you can remember, we used this one, the falling snow, and we stamped in Versamark and clear embossing powder, and then we blended over the blue inks over the top of it. Really nice little card. I don't think I've got that. Oh, yes. I thought I had seen that one today. This was one I was mailing. So there's a way of getting the snowflakes in the background. So this was Versamark and then stamped and put clear powder on, and then use the Stamp and Blends to blend out a nice sky in the background. So we've used that one. So we won't use that one today. But that's just another technique you can do. All of these sizes, all of them would work just as well. And I also, in my mind's eye, I had that this would be quite nice to maybe pair up with it. We've used the Snowy Wonder recently. I've still got some of the trees left over and a penguin. So you could actually pair this up with these bigger snowflakes and have a feature, and maybe have the penguin sitting on the snowflake or something like that, the die cut snowflake. So we'll keep this one in the background. We've also got some more snowflakes in there as well. So if you haven't got one set but you've got the other, you can mix and match them. But there's some other features on here that you might like to include. And of course, I love the big bold greeting on this one, Season's Greetings. But we're using mainly this one. So sentiment for tonight. Sending a flurry of happy wishes. That's quite nice. Hope you have the merriest season ever. I like that one as well. I'd like to stamp that through here in bold and black. Okay, I think if I mute this one a little bit, but we'll see how we go. So, oh, lots of comments on there. There we go. Okay, you're a bit late. Don't worry, Anne. It's always available on replay, so I'm here. These are the first time I've used them, so they will be a bit tacky just from the factory residue when they're manufactured. So sometimes, as I said, it's a good thing to stamp these off, or when we're stamping separately onto a piece of card, at the end of the day, it's only a piece of card. So if it doesn't work, turn it over, use the other side, and if it's that bad, throw it away and use another piece. It's not a matter of life or death. It's literally just a piece of card. So I'm going to stamp on here. This one is very juicy, so that is going to be a little bit smudgy on that one. So no offense to Smudge. She's sound asleep when I came on air. So I'm going to stamp this one off and then stamp this one on here and see what the image is like, what I like, and there we go. So this one is nice. It's a little bit mottled. I'll just bring you in a bit closer so you can see me. There we go. So this one's a little bit mottled because I've stamped it off first. So this is second generation, and I think I'm going to like that one being die cut. So we'll pull the die off here, and I'm going to just place that one with that, and we'll cut that in a second. So I'll put that to one side. We'll discard that one for now, although I can see that for being used for something else in the future. And we'll probably cut one of those at the same time. So now I want to put some snowflakes on the background. This one is our featured image, this big one. So I'm going to leave that one to the side. And I'm going to do some really pale swirls on here as well. And then we'll put the snowflakes in between. So I'm just wondering which one of these to go for. We might have to try them to see which is the best blue. But having said that, this one you can see just from the ink pad is more of a greeny blue. So I don't think that's necessarily the one I'm going to use. I'm going to try this one first and see how we go. Because I think this is going to be a better match. Yeah, this one's definitely a greeny tinge to it. Get rid of that one, discard that over there. So I'm going to place some of these around here. Bring it a little bit nearer to me. So we're just going to put some random little swirls. Nothing has to be accurate, nothing symmetrical. Do it upside down, change the angle. There we go. Just have fun with it. Creating a little bit of a background, really. Okay, and I've got to have a little bit more in here. Maybe one coming off the corner. That could be enough, I think. Yep, that could do. So we'll do that one up. Pop that on there so we know which is which. You see me okay. Now the little ones, I'm going to try these on here because this is juicy. We know. Oh, in fact, no. Change my mind. We'll do them in order. If you put the small ones on first, you might find it difficult to place a bigger one because you haven't got a gap big enough. So by doing the bigger ones first, so there's a set of 3 here. I'm going to stamp that off and then stamp that off the page. Now I can see here, you might not see it on the camera, I've got a little bit of a gap in my pressure on there, so I'm going to stick one in there and fill that gap. That hides it, so it's not quite a true stamp coming around there. The only people who'll know will be you guys and me, and a few others that might watch on replay on YouTube. So I'm just going to do that a few times because the second generation on here makes it look completely different. It's a different shade of blue, and you can see from here how the neat one was. Okay, so just do that a few times. I would like to have some of the smaller ones as a neat, just to add a little bit of boldness to it. So when you're stamping off, you can go over the same place. You don't have to cover the whole sheet of paper. So I have been known to pile them all up on top of each other. So maybe put one more kind of in there somewhere, like that. And then we'll go on to the second one, the second smallest. I might go back to the one we used for the swirl. This is a little bit more concentrated image on here, and it will just test that. Yeah, that's got to be used neat. Move that one out of the way. Move you up. This has got to be used neat anyway. So it's just giving a different shade. It probably won't show so much on the camera screen, but it does in real life. And just give a bit of variety everywhere. So that's that one. And that's been done with that as well. So that's 2 over there. And then this medium one, I kind of would like to try that. This little snowflake. I kind of would like to have him as a pop. If you think about how we're going to end up with this looking. You had snow in New Zealand. Wow. No, we're a long way off snow. No signs. But I tell you what, I went out first thing this morning with hubby, and I wore my thick winter coat for the first time this year. So you can chalk that one up on the calendar. It's 27th of October before I got into a thick winter coat. But when I came back, it was quite mild. It warmed up a little bit. So this little tiny one, I'm going to use neat, and just to bring these colours through. So I've put it on the card so we can see how the difference is actually going to show up on there. Now, I'm not going to do them all on there because I'm going to stamp off the edges. Try not to keep your image just within the boundaries. When you're doing something like this and it's random, you want to be going off those edges. You want to come over so you're not, it just softens the edges. It doesn't concentrate into the middle. I don't know how really to explain that any better, but I'm sure you'll know what I mean. So a little one over there, one down there. It just brings that pop of colour. So I've started with the biggest and then I've come back to the smaller ones. So put one in there. One just poking off the edge there, and in there. Kind of making a bit like a one sheet wonder, you're making your own background colours. So if we wanted a bit of contrast, Garen, I've made you make a purchase. Sorry, by doing my lives, I do often end up generating people spending money. But hey, that's what we do. We love things, we see things in use, and sometimes that makes us then want to buy it. So I'm going to put a neat one in there, just a little edge on there, a little edge down there. Let's see how that's going to look. We've got enough on there. We don't want to overdo it, and I think we've probably have got enough there now. So let's just do this up. Considering I didn't really know what I was going to do this evening, we're doing okay at the moment. So I'm thinking of this one now ready to go on there. We've incorporated the colours. The blueberry bushel is very similar to this one. They tone in together, so I'm liking that. So I'm going to put that to the side for one moment and get the pinks out of the way. Get those out of the way so I don't lean on them. I'm going to get the machine up. I've got the baby tonight, so this one here. And probably take that scrappy piece of paper away. So we're going to cut this one out. I have my tape here. Just going to click some tape off there, a couple of pieces, and line that up. Glasses, where are you? I am reaching for these more and more. So sorry if my head's in the way. I'm just going to line that up. I start with 2 points opposite each other, and hopefully everything else is just going to fall into place. Oops. There you go. And then just move that into the middle of the plate. Stagger these plates. On the small machine, you do need to stagger those plates just slightly and make sure it's not going off the edges. And run that through. Remember I said about sponging those edges? I might just do a little bit of that as well. So just push that away, a lovely little snowflake. We're going to put a big gem in the centre of that, so we're not too concerned about that at the moment. And then maybe we might like to try one of these. I have no sparkly glimmer paper that will go with this at all. So we looked online the other day, and we were looking for the gold glimmer paper. We had a gold and silver with the adhesive backed, and I couldn't find it at the time. So I just searched for the word gold, and it didn't come up. So I'm wondering if that's actually retired now, or gone, or out of stock maybe. So it's something for me to look into a little bit more. So what colour shall I do with this one? I'm thinking, because we want to bring this base colour back in, I'm thinking I might use a piece of this bright blueberry bushel. Okay, so if I cut one with that, it might be too dark, but hey, until we try it, we don't really know, do we? Excuse me. I had a bit of a tickly throat. I'm coughing a little bit. I've got water with me in case it gets bad. So I'll just cut that down a little bit just to get it through the machine. Silver glimmer, but yeah, I believe the silver it comes as a gold and silver pack. There's one of each sheet in the pack. So if I search for the word gold, maybe I should search for silver, and it might just be a blip in the system, but hey, we'll have another look later. I've had classes the last 3 days, the Thursday, Friday and Saturday here at the studio, and I'm just checking to make sure that's die cut through. I'm going to run it once more. Because it's a very intricate die, I want to make sure it really has cut all those fiddly little bits out. Okay. Put that back on the floor. Use my little die brush. This is just going to go through here and push through those little holes and push that image away, and hopefully it's going to loosen itself nicely. That's for the bin. Put the catalogue on. Whoops. Oh, landslide. And I'll just poke that through. So I paired my die brush up on the Take Your Pick tool. I paired it up, so I've got a pokey tool here and the brush on the other. You use them together, you brush your dies, and if it doesn't come out, you're poking out the last little bits. so they stay together. And look, that image is really nice. That's come out nicely. So that does actually go well. And I might now do one. Put that back in the case so I don't lose it. But I think I might do one of these in the white as well. So let me just get the machine back. Throwing them everywhere, look. So I'll put one up this corner. And back again, just to make sure. So I'm not got any tape on this one this time, so I'm just going to run that through. Use those brushes. Good go, and then lift it out. And then poke those last corners out. It's just a really good cut. It's not too fiddly. It's big enough pieces that they come out, they fall out really nicely. So there's two. Let's see the rubbish out. Let's see what we want to do with this. So I'm kind of thinking that that might make some sort of like a different tones on there. And of course, because we've got the blue in here, let's just go with this again. We've got to gut some layers. I'm not sure if this is going to go through here. I did bring the big one as well. Take off that one. Put the shim. Put the base one. And we could cut. Oh, I've covered it now, haven't I? Let's just try that one. Just cut some bits out of the middle. And I'm going to cut that one. I'm not necessarily going to use it, but it might just take some of that gutting out the middle. Associate snowflakes with blue because it's like basically it's water, isn't it? So that's why I'm using all the shades of this today. I'm just going to run that over there. Lift that out, take that one off, put that one back in the packet. It's safer not to lose them that way. There we go. Take that one out and put that back in the packet. And now we're going to put this back as our matte layer underneath it. Nobody would know the middle isn't missing. So we're going to pop that on there. These little bits off the table. Now, I don't think we're going to use that one, but we could, if we wanted to, actually have sort of like build up your layers, just play with it a little bit. But I don't want to use that now. That was just gutting. So I'm going to keep that in the packet. This one, I think I would want to raise, but I'm thinking of putting the sentiment through the middle. So let's go back to the packet and see. I like this one down here. Hope you have the merriest season ever. So let's just grab that one. And then grab a block. We'll just borrow one back from the snowflakes, shall we? Sure they don't mind sharing. There we go. So we've got an assortment of snowflakes going on here. I think this one, if this was a prominent feature here, we could have the other ones kind of like around and about. I don't like it bang in the middle. I'll get my tweezers. My hands won't be in the way for you. So we've got white on white. Now it's not really I don't really like the white on white. But if it's raised, it's not so bad. But it's going to be our feature with the greeting as well. So I'm wondering whether, without having to stamp this all over again, I'm wondering if I use the blue ink because it's a really, you know what, I might use navy. Navy. I don't really want to use black because I want to keep it in these tones. So I'm going to use Night of Navy. I'll just stamp this one. So, do we think that's going to be bold enough in the middle there? I'm not 100% sure, you know. We're going to have to go really, sorry, making a lot of noise here. Get that really well inked up. Hold your breath. And if it doesn't work first time, then I have an alternative. Okay, make sure that's pressed down really, really well. Not use the Stamper Artist tonight. I'm just doing it neat. Cross your fingers for me. There we go. Can we see that message, I think we can. That looks good. If not, what I would have done is stamped it onto a piece of white, and then fussy cut around the edge there, and then put it through the middle of the snowflake, or make a little banner coming through. So there are always ways round. So we're going to use that as a focal image. I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back. So what have we got in here? Every time I go in this box, it seems to be upside down. Bits and edges. I'll have a thrifty night tonight. I have some of these that I put little bits and edges in here. So these are parts of packets, the edges, and I use these as well because it's a waste not to use them. When you've got all these little pieces, sometimes I'll combine them together. So tonight we're going to have a thrifty night. I'm going to use some of these edges on here. So I'm just going to take some little chunks along the side. Cut those ones down. Oops, pick those up. So we'll have one there. Our little ones. I'm going to do threes, like so. Again, I'm not going to stick them down yet. I'm just going to place them where I want them to be, and then we'll build. So that will come in the middle there somewhere, like so. We could do a little sort of like a little bit of a shufti on here and have them hanging off the edges like so. I've done that before now. So you literally, if you touch the corners opposite, so we touch the bottom here, and then we slant these so that it's touching these edges, and then we could do this one where it's actually coming the other way. We might do that. Should we do that for a difference? Oh, yes. Right, so we're going to do this. So I'm going to get these two down onto the base, and I like this. So you've got these two are diagonal and these two are diagonal. I don't think you've seen me doing this before. Shut that up. I don't need this for now. So let's get some Tombow on there. I thought I brought one out. We did have one just sitting on the other side of the desk. There we go. Hope it's a runny one. Okay, so let's get this on. So we're going to do this one going to the left first. So this one at the top left. Okay, so I'm just going to place this one down first. I'm going to build this up from the bottom, just through the middle. Blue edges. Blue edges on the snowflake, do you think? So I just got to slide this a little bit because I want that corner and this corner to be touching those edges, and these two to be touching the sides. We're not going to get it perfectly onto the edge. It's not quite, when it goes at an angle, it's not quite the right tweak. And then this one can go the same but in the opposite direction. So we can have this one and that one touching the edges, and these ones are just a little bit away. Okay, just to give it something a bit different. Okay, sometimes we stick to set things that we like doing, and it's good to have a little bit of a shufty around. So we're going to have that edge and this edge, make sure they're in place, and the gaps on these two just going to be pretty similar. Okay, but that's as far as it goes. It's going to be the backgrounds like that. Hi Irene, nice to see you. So those will be good. And then we'll come back to this. We've raised this, so it's going to be a focal image. Now you've got to be conscious that not to follow the line of the white layer because everything will be on the wonk. Okay, we want to be the line of the card. So sometimes you take that away from your surface, but I'm not going to stick it in the middle. I want to have it somewhere like this. Maybe over to the side here or up there. But I want to put these around it, so I need to work out a layout. And we might not use all of these. We might just have a little bit overlapping like so. So different amounts, varying amounts. I think that might look quite nice actually. So I'm going to pop this one down first. But like I said, keeping this straight to the board. I've got the card lined up on the grid plate. I'm going to take these off and pop this straight to the board. So we're going to fill that gap there. There's no dark images in there, like so, and that is running straight across the card. I'm going to take that up and just eyeball it again. Might actually want to go up just a little bit, just slightly round. press them down securely when you're happy. So this one, I'm now going to just slide elements of this underneath. Now the trouble is we've got the dimensionals under there. So what you can do is actually just snip these in half. So just take some of the snowflake away. Just to there. You've got 2 halves. That could be used on another card. But you can just tuck a little bit of that under here. Just want part of that one showing. No one's going to know. You could put them down beforehand or build them up on the back of your image. But if you know where you want certain pieces to go, this is kind of how I'd normally tend to do it. I'm just going to poke that under there. No one's going to know that half of that is missing. Stick that one down. And then the dark one's going to come at the top here. So we want a bigger piece of that showing. So just maybe about 1/4 of that or 1/3 of that coming off. And then we're going to tuck that down under here, like so. So again, using my tweezers, I'm just putting a little bit, not so it's too much glue, just little dashes and dots on there. Okay. Then pop this one under the back there. So kind of using those different blue, shades of blue. And then this one, so you've got another half. Those can be used on something else. And I wanted part of an image in there, didn't I, as well? So just come around here, cut a little piece out. The only reason I'm doing this is because the images obviously are getting caught on the dimensionals. Okay, so if this is going to be in the way, I'll just trim that off. And then that can just tuck under there like so. So you can't see any of the flat images, the straight images, sorry. And then we're just going to just pop some Tombow on. There we go, and then we've got another Christmas card done. Okay, just coming under there like so. There we go. And what do we think of that? We need some gems. There's some clear rhinestones coming on there for some bling. Just clearing the deck. And I had rhinestones here. Yeah, clear gems. Oh, the glimmer paper is available. Debbie, that's great. Is it the gold and silver is available? Because I was searching and couldn't find on the online exclusives anywhere. So I will have another look around. I'll leave that. I don't need that little strip. So I think we're going to put a big one in there, but now we've got the greeting through there. We don't really need that. So I think several little small ones. Now I do like to pick some snowflakes and pop these in the centre of the snowflakes. Not all of them, but just some of them. So I'm going to do these medium-sized ones because there's just a few of those. We've got these big ones here. They kind of look lost without it. We might not end up with even numbers. And then we've got some down here, so let's put one on there. And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's get 7. So we've got odd numbers. This corner one or over here, I think the eye catches that one better. Okay, so how do we like that? It's a nice little card for Christmas, and you love it. Oh bless. Another set of like, yes, I know, and I haven't used the other one I mentioned, have I? The snowy. Where did I put snowy? Oh dear, I've lost it already. My desk was clear. Here we go. It's under the plate. So this one here, I've not used this, but you could equally do it with this set. So if you like this set and you want this set instead, use the same idea, but with these. And in the background here, we've got some little flecks. So if you really wanted to, you know, this is just an optional extra. We've got some speckles in here, right in the middle. So if I quickly grab some speckles, can't beat a nice speckle. Little dottage. One of my friends used the word dottage a lot. So like that one. Just put my lid on my glue. And I need to be the pale shade again. So let's just go back to this one. I think it's balmy. So where we've still got some gaps, I'm just going to use that piece of paper just to show you what the dottage looks like. Just some little tiny speckles like that. And I think a few of those just randomly, maybe stamped off. So keep the piece of scrap paper here. we'll stamp those off and then do a second generation. Okay, very, very faint in there, but they work. And go with the curve of where the stamps are. Oh, drat, I've spoilt that now, look. Don't know what happened there. Oh, I'm going to clean that. I'll need to cover that up somehow, but we can work with that one. Where's my cleaner gone? I've had it here today. You wouldn't believe that a virtually empty desk can be so untidy. And lose things. Maybe I've put it away. There it is. Other side of my pile. So this is the Simply Chamois. This is the chamois, and these do stain. So all these, although they look really, really dirty, they have been washed. So let's just see why that was. It's okay. Maybe that just didn't like it for some reason. I'm going to just do a few more, very gently. Just filling in some gaps. So I've got some that are neat and some that are, I think we don't really need too many in there. I'm following the line of this along the curve of the swirl. Okay, so we need another dark one, a neat one, but gently. Maybe pop him in. Maybe we pop him in there, and then that makes it look like it's supposed to be there. If we had a little tiny snowflake, I would put that over the top there. But hey, I want to show you that even though I make smudges sometimes, we can actually cover that up. Use the half white snowflake. Yeah, but the half white is not, it's going to look silly if it's just half a snowflake. Yeah, that did cross my mind. But I'm going to do this little one in the corner here. And I'm going to do a 3D one. So very quickly, you don't want to see me make a mistake and then not put it right for you, because I do little splodges like that as well. We're not infallible. So I'm going to put the little blue one, I think, in the azure, which was chosen at the beginning. Oh yes, well done, Angela. Yes, that will be. The block caught the gem, so that will be why. So now I'm going to stamp it on there. This is how you have to think outside the box when we craft. So we've done all of that now. So this little baby here, glasses down. I'm just going to fussy cut around that one because it's just a little curve. So bring your scissors round, a little curve. Bring that up to the camera, hopefully. You can see me. Come around the corner, a little curve. Round the corner. Another little curve, across the corner, another little curve, get rid of that excess, another little curve, okay, across the corner, and lastly, the last curve is a bit wide, just a sec, there we go, in a bit, and across the corner. And there we have a nice little cheeky little snowflake. That's going to cover up our little faux pas, okay. So let's get this out, and we're going to pop that over the top of that one, so like so. So let's get a little foam pad. I will use the proper shaped ones this time. I don't think that's going to fit on there, is it? No, maybe not. It's going to have a little mini one, she says. These little teeny ones in here. So just slide one of those out. Stick it in the middle there. Okay, press it on, peel it off, and then we can just cover that up just like so. We had a really unfortunate situation in class the other day that one of my ladies had stood all her cards she'd made during the day, stood them up on the table, and then right at the end before they were packing up, something knocked them over and the cards went over onto an open ink pad. And it was a red one, a bright red, and these cards just fell over. And then we spent the next few minutes trying to cover up because they were completely finished cards, beautiful cards. And I felt so sorry for her. We found ways to disguise them. But that was a little challenge, and it was good to see. So anyway, I'm just going to do a quick liner in here. So I need another piece of the white. I haven't got any quarter panels in there, so I've not got anything big enough. So we'll just cut one of those. trimmer that fell over. So I'm going to do this 13.8 by 9.5. And while I'm here, I'll do the second one. So there's one for next time. Okay, and they can go in my pack later when I come off air. For the time being, we're going to have this one here, and we're going to do a little bit of that repeat on that front. We're going to do on just across the bottom here, just for a little bit of detail. I do this bottom sometimes. I think I did that the other day. Let's go down the side. So we'll do a long piece along here, and quickly repeat all of those little swirls. Park that one there, just along this edge. Just varying the angle. That's that one. Then we had some little snowflakes as well, didn't we? A little one I've just reused on there. Yep, some of those. Just a couple of those. That ought to be enough, I think. And then I'm going to use the darker one. Back to 0. Hi Elaine, lovely to have Idaho. That was a long way as well. Some of our overseas visitors come and tune in. Really nice. And I'm just using little pieces of that one. So just again, not putting it full on the card, but some nice little edges on there. That will just make a nice little piece of detail down the side of our liner to go in here. Okay, and then we're ready to go. So just make sure I don't put my hand on those. A little bit of Tombow. There we go. And down the side here and along. Okay. Now the next one is Wednesdays. Wednesday's the 30th. So I'll be back on air at 9 o'clock, which is an hour later. We all remembered today that the clock's changed. So we'll see at 10 o'clock, won't we? At 9 o'clock, sorry, whether people join at 9. My clock up there, I haven't changed yet. I've got to rely on this one. It needs the big step ladder from outside, and because it's a tall building and it's way up there. So it's a bit of a, task to do. So there's that one. And we've got our finished card. So we've got the nice front like that. Lots of snowflakes, lots of detail, not over the top, because the paleness in the background works, and then inside we've got this lovely decoration down here. So really like that. So that is our one of a kind. Okay, so it's one of the cheapest bundles in the catalogue, I think, because there are only 2 dies. I'm going to bring the catalogue back. Because there are only 2 dies in here, we didn't really go along with this in the end. I went off piece, didn't I? We didn't kind of do the sketch piece. But here, the bundle price for the dies with it, the whole bundle is only £27. So the stamps were 17, the dies are 13 because there's only the 2 of them, but together that would be 30, but you get your 10% off, don't forget down here. So it's a £27 for the bundle. Really lovely bundle to get both together for that price. So, excuse me, I hope you enjoyed that. And I've inspired you to create something. I haven't got all the head office news. Basically is the same offers that are going on at the moment that I've mentioned before. The starter kit will be finishing at the end of October. Just going to bring you back on to me. There we go. So the starter kit offer finishes on the 31st, which is Thursday. So if you want to think about saving some money and getting some of your supplies, a really incredible offer. Sign up as a demonstrator and you get £160 worth of your products of your own choice for £99. Then we've got the kit collections on sale prices at the moment. All of them are reduced, every single kit. And then the clearance rack refresh, but some of those things have run out, but there's still some bargains in there. So don't forget to go and check out all the offers going on at the moment. Okay, lovely. Thanks everybody. Lovely comments there. Thank you for joining me. The inner liner pulls it together so nicely. Absolutely. when I remember, I do the liner or the envelope or something extra, just so it's a little bit more special. Okay, so I'm pleased you love that, and I will see you all again soon. Take care and